Good afternoon, all. Welcome to the third lecture Required Skill Set for Budding Engineers. We have already completed two lectures on this topic. This is the third lecture. In the first lecture, what we have studied is about the skills. What is skills? Skill means surplus skill plus S. It means that you have to acquire the qualities of good qualities. Whatever the bad is there in you or negative is there in you, you should kill it and be positive. Means always say yes. This is what we have already explained in little. I am trying to explain each slide before going to third lecture. That is what is skills. For an engineer, there is a requirement of 4 skills: communication skills, soft skills, hard skills, life skills. In first lecture, we have studied about the communication skill and soft skill. In the second lecture, we have studied about the hard skill and life skill. Now we are going ahead. Before going to start third lecture, we will go with the particular each slide and we will try to know in little what is that about. So communication skills mean there are 4 skills of communication: listening, speaking, reading and writing. You should pay attention to receptive skills so that your executive skills will be good. Listen properly, read properly, write properly and speak properly. Soft skills, what is it? It is an umbrella term having behavioral skill in it related to your mind, thinking and emotions. So it is, in short, we may call it personality traits, gentleman's qualities, or we may say manners and etiquettes of business, of society, of culture that you are going to use in your day-to-day life or for your professional life. This is what soft skill. These are some of the soft skill: public speaking, leadership, conflict management. We have studied it in detail in first lecture. Now what is hard skills? We have already studied it, but your technical knowledge of your field, your branch, your domain is called as hard skill. Why it is hard skill? Because it is very hard to get it, difficult to get it. We need to spend 4 years of life to get this. Also we have studied how we need to do multidisciplinary actions, study and get basic knowledge of everything that is there in engineering. We also studied about the software that we need to study. Also we discussed about the PBL, project based learning system, that we apply in our college in hard skill. We have also studied the life skill, last part of 4 skill set. Life skill means socio-cultural set of skills. If you want to be good person, if you want to be successful person, whenever we ask student of first year engineering, what would you like to be in future, or where do you see yourself in future after 10 years, they say I will be a successful engineer or good engineer, like that. So if you want to be good engineer, if you want to be successful engineer, you should have this life skill, because if you have life skill, your life will be successful. When if you don't have life skill, you will feel that whatever you are doing is burden on you. There is an advertisement. See, in that advertisement, what is there? People are pulling their own self from home to workplace. It means that they are going to their work not willingly but under the pressure, under the requirement. It means that they don't have good knowledge about the life skills. If they have the knowledge about the skill, about the life if they have that life skill, they will not look at their job or their work negatively, they will look it positively. This is what we need to mobilize such a skills in the student, that they will look every hurdle, every problem as an opportunity for them. It may be social, it may be personal, it may be business related, and this is what overall understanding of life skill. We haven't studied few sets of life skill. Let us go to the first. Now here onward we will go slowly because these parts are yet to complete. There are 10 core or generic life skill, means basic life skill. First is the self awareness. Who are you? If you ask a student who are you in the first year engineering, he will not be able to explain anything. I am a student, I am studying in first year engineering. Likewise, and why you have selected your engineering as a branch? Papa said, mummy said, brother said. Means they are not aware of their self. As a result, they are saying so. When a question was asked to the first Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Yashwantrao Chavan, by his teacher in the 5th standard, what Yashwanta you want to be in your future? Yashwanta said that I want to be not Yasha, I want to be Yashwantrao Chavan. And we remember him now as a Yashwantrao Chavan, not Yasha. So what I would like to tell you that in life skill, first skill is the self-awareness. Second skill is the empathy. Empathy means what? There are three things, three words. Sympathy, empathy and antipathy. What I am telling you? Sympathy, empathy and antipathy. Sympathy means what? If something happens bad to your friend, you just have that something bad happen, okay, you will show the sympathy. Means you will just try to show that I am also having bad sadness due to your sadness or what happened with you that should not happen with you. Means we will just give words of support to him, just words, nothing else. If you have empathy, you will place yourself in the position of that friend and you will think from that point of view and you will actually act on your possible support for your friend and you will definitely support him. So what is empathy and what is sympathy? For sympathy, we will say just it is bad, I understand, but I cannot react. And if you have empathy for someone, you will react and you will act for that person's help and will save that person. Antipathy means what? If somebody slaps someone just once, you will say that if I were there in place of him, I might have lot of slaps on his face. Means we are having enemy feeling in antipathy, support feeling in sympathy, and support with action in the empathy. Next, critical thinking, creative thinking. Critical thinking means there are so many situations in life we have to think critically. Means there are two things in front of you, you have to select one, but you cannot select one, you have to select both. At time, what you will do? You need to think critically. You have to analyze the situation, you have to analyze the condition, situation, and you have to think about the what will happen if I select this one and that one. And you are in such a situation that you do not want to lose anything, you want both. Such a critical thinking you should develop from society, from schools and colleges. When you are learning in the schools and colleges, society learning is online learning, or I may say always going on, there is no stop for it. For critical thinking, I would like to give an example of a child. When a child sees a candlelight, burning candlelight, that child goes towards the candle and tries to catch it. At that time, parents are in critical situation. They want to save him, and they want to show him that this is dangerous, it may harm you. So what is simple solution for it? Let the child go for that candlelight and let him have the burning, and afterwards that child will not touch that candlelight. This may be the situation solved by the parents, left on the nature learning or nature teaching. Such a critical thinking you should have. Creative thinking means something that you have to bring out. It may be called as proactive approach. What is it? Proactive approach. Proactive approach means you should have approach that will indicate you what is going to happen in future. It's a very simple example I would like to give you about the creative thinking or proactive. In a class, one student has a particular hairstyle like a cock. Because gel is there, we can apply the gel and we can make our hair to stand straight. A lot of shapes we can give to the hair. So one of the students sitting in the class and he had a hen like or cock like hairstyle. So teacher was very angry on him. As a result, teacher said, "You komda ut." What he said? "You komda ut, come here." Means stand up and come here, komda. In Marathi, komda we call it. But he didn't reply. That student didn't reply. Again, teacher went to near him and said that you should reply to my question. It is your duty. You are a student. I am a teacher. Teacher started to tell him rules and regulation of class. But proactive student said that, or I may say creative student said that, having creative thinking, said that I am not Komra. I have my name as Yash. I have my name as Ritesh. If you say Ritesh, come here, I might have replied in correct manner. So this is the example of creative thinking, decision making. These are also in the soft skills. These skills are there, and life skill. These skills are there. Same. There is no change. Just we need to look at it. When you think about the life skill, if creative thinking is there, you should think creatively for the not only for yourself but for the society or country or nation as a keeping as a center for your thinking. And when you are in the soft skill, you should think about your own personal own thinking or about your own liking and disliking. Means life skill is of all things. It is related with the society. It is related with the humanity. And soft skill is related with your person's personality. This is the major difference, I may say, between life skill and soft skill. Skills are both there and here in life skill as same or same. Most of the time they are the same. Okay, let us go to the next slide. Now we have to think or we have to study about the human psyche or human psychology, because donkey age in engineering, the students are entering into college are just about to get out of donkey age. So in few month or in first 2 months they try to behave as if they are in the 12th standard, but they come into engineering after 1 or 2 months and they behave very well. But if you know the human psychology, it may help you to construct, plan and have map of your 4 years in your hand. Let us study human psychology in the context of soft skill, life skill, communication skill and hard skill. Sigmund Freud theory of human mind is significant psychologists from early 20th century, 19th or in 19 and 20, around last half of 19th century and first half of 20th century, Sigmund Freud was there. He has given analysis of human mind. This mind is divided into 3 parts. This part is called as upper part, middle part, lower part, and this is the axis through that human psychology rotates around itself. Now first part is called as top part. It is a pyramid like one, and in the top there is a conscience. At the middle, conscience is here. At the middle, consciousness, and at the bottom, unconscious. Let us see what is unconscious, what is conscience, and what is conscious and what is conscious mind. Unconscious mind means it is like a bass. It is like a drum, or I may say empty drum. It is not empty, lot of things are there, but we may say that it is a black, we cannot understand it. It has means our dirty, or I may say having nothing is clear in it. Unconscious mind is unclear mind. Everything is there in jumbled and having confusion everywhere. So that is what unconscious mind means. When you sleep and when you see a dream, that dream and sleep, it is like a chaos where we have nothing but we have simultaneously everything. We have everything but we don't have anything because we don't understand anything about it. That is why this is the confused state of mind is called as unconscious mind. Conscious mind means it knows everything. Means if you see a dream in the night and in the morning, if you are able to understand few part of that dream, that is consciousness of your mind means, and remaining part of dream you are not able to, that is related to unconscious mind, and whatever you remember is the conscious mind, something like that. And third one is conscious mind. Conscious mind means intellectual mind, our intellectual mind, or I may say our alert mind. This is the alert mind. Here nothing is clear, here everything is clear but not exactly, and here everything is clear and crystal like. See, conscious, unconscious, conscience. Conscience means mind means confused mind. Conscious mind means knows everything. Conscious mind means knows and is alert about everything. Now what principle is there behind all this thinking? Behind the unconscious mind we have sensual thinking or sensual pleasure. Behind the conscious mind, emotional thinking, and behind the conscious mind, rational thinking. What I am talking about now, we are coming from mind to thinking process or its base. Unconscious mind is always thinks about only sensual pleasure, nothing else. If you eat one ice cream, if you would like to eat another one, it means that your unconscious mind is guiding you to eat again and again. And we eat a lot of ice cream and there is adverse effect on our health, because pleasure, that is the taste is good and we are guided by that taste, and we do mistakes, and all the mistakes in our life are there due to only unconscious mind's control by you. If you control your unconscious mind, you cannot do the mistakes. Immediately your conscious mind and conscious mind will guide you that you should not do so. Now conscious mind thinks about emotions, means before going to do anything, the person will think twice or thrice. If I am going to bunk the lecture, if my unconscious mind is there, I will not think at all. I will immediately go out of the class or will go out of the campus wherever I want to go. And if I do so, my conscious mind has done so. My unconscious mind has done so. Now, conscious mind will tell that I should not bunk lectures and practicals because I am here to learn. My father and mother has given money for it. This type of thinking will be there with the conscious mind, but from emotional point of view. What father and mother will say, you will remember the face of father and mother, and you will try to be in the class and practical. And conscious mind will say that this is not a correct one. You are here for learning and you must learn. There is no emotion, there is no confusion. Clear cut understanding, rational thinking is there. So immediately your conscious mind will say that you have to do it at any cost. Are you getting my point? So further, conscious mind is based on reality, conscious mind is based on society, and unconscious mind is based on the pleasure principle or pleasure base. Means pleasure, if you are doing something for the pleasure, it means that your unconscious mind is guiding to do so. If you are doing something that is valuable for society, it means that your conscious mind is compelling you to do so. And if you are doing something that is required for you by knowing the reality, it means that at that time you are having conscious mind power over you. But as I said, that rotating rod of this all the things is the libido. What is libido? Libido is the sensual pleasure, sexual pleasure, and touch pleasure. We have 5 sensations, touch, smell, look, and touch, smell, looking, and tasting by nose and tongue. All these are there. So libido is the concept presented by Sigmund Freud that all the minds, unconscious, conscious, and conscious, act according to the guidance given by the libido. But what happens in conscious mind, reality principles presses that idea, whatever the urge is coming from you, into the unconscious mind. Conscious mind, on the basis of reality, what society will think, what social people will say, again presses or put that thought or idea into the unconscious mind. Thus, in this way, this pyramid is trying to act. Suppose, for example, you are here, you said in the home that I am going to college, but you are in the college, it means that you are working according to the conscious mind. But you are somewhere half in the college and outside the college half time, conscious mind is guiding you. And you are all the time outside the college, unconscious mind is guiding you. So here what you understand, you have to understand, if you want to act, you have to act according to the 3 minds, unconscious, conscious, and conscious. And if you want to be successful person, you have to act according to conscious and conscious mind, not unconscious mind. Now let us go to the next slide where we will think about the libido, how to act or how to control the libido. There is a theory called catharsis of pleasure. Theory of pleasure. Theory of pleasure. Affective positivity of all joy, gladness, liking, and enjoyment, which ultimately destroys our reasoning power and spoils the character. See what I am talking about? theory of pleasure. According to Plato, the Greek philosopher, he says that when a person acts by the pleasure, at that time pleasure kills our conscious mind, pleasure kills our reasoning power, conscious mind, and if your conscious and conscious mind is not powerful, then whole life of that person is controlled by pleasure, and most of the time those people are not successful in their life because they are pleasure oriented. Pleasure. And here Plato says that pleasure disguises or put curtain on your rational thinking, social thinking. And if you are going to do something that is you don't know, sometimes you say that I did that, I don't know why I did, because at that time your pleasure principle worked, unconscious mind worked, and 99% of the people of the world do mistake in their life due to this pleasure principle. Pleasure appeals the emotion and feeling and kills the reasoning power. As a result, pleasure is very much I may say, according to Plato, pleasure is very bad thing. You should not guide your life according to pleasure, just for the sake of pleasure, just for the sake of fun. And sometimes we make mistake in relationship, we make comment on others and makes other laugh. Here is also pleasure principle. We get the pleasure in cruelty. Now, in a Republic, what is said that insightful analysis of pleasure and explores its intimate connection with human psychology. The book, The Republic, written by the Plato, in that book he has given the ideal state, concept of ideal state. In that, when he think about the pleasure, he says that pleasure, we should not get pleasure at all, because pleasure kills our emotions, our thinking ability, rational thinking, social thinking. So pleasure should be banned from your life, but we cannot accept this full theory of Plato. Plato presents, here third point is, see, Plato presents wisdom as a skill of living that determines happiness by directing one's life as a whole. Instead of pleasure, he says that we should act according to wisdom, not pleasure, because it is the whole and sole directing principle of human being to be successful in their life and bringing about goodness and all areas of one's life, means bringing everything that is good in life in one's life. Means he said that instead of pleasure, you should make your wisdom as a principle of living. Then you will think that, or you will get lot of success, you will get lot of things or whatever you want, and at least the society will be a good place to live for the people or for human beings. And again he said that when somebody is doing something and you are getting pleasure out of that, then you also going to do the same thing. That is what imitation theory. He talks about imitation also. Imitation means what? Imitating someone. A lot of followers are there. If Salman Khan wears a t-shirt, on that t-shirt it is written that being human. Human being, not being human, means we are just constructing, or that Salman Khan is just constructing himself as a human. Earlier he was a donkey, monkey or something like that, and right now he understands that I am human being, so I am in the process of being human. And if such a t-shirt used by that Salman Khan, immediately followers do the same. Even hairstyles, Ronaldinho's hairstyle, that's why I am doing. So what is your reality? What is your own contribution for your life? Plato asks, what is your ideal state? What is your idea of your life? Your own idea should be there, your own tradition should be there, your own etiquette should be there, so that people may follow it. So instead of following others, instead of imitating others, you should do something of your own, and that will be better one. So he said that God idea is the final one, first one, and then twice removed from reality and thrice removed from reality. Means God is ideal one, God is having everything. So you should imitate the God or his principle, not imitate the principle. Those are foolish people and have done a lot of bad things in life, but you don't know those. As a result, you make that person as your ideal person and you try to follow the path of that person. So be aware who must be your ideal person, not stars, not heroines. You should have the ideal persons like APJ Abdul Kalam. You should have ideal person like Subhash Chandra Bose. Lot of people are there. Swami Vivekananda. So you should imitate them. You should not imitate have imitation of any other work. For here, last point example. Any work of art. Any work of art means for art is for the sake of life. Life is for the sake of art. Means which is genuine art. Always dazzles you. Always attracts you. So art means creativity. Art means excellence, or I may say in the terms of literature, art is the classic one, and whatever the classic is there, you should imitate that one. You should not imitate anyone, because the person who is very much successful in life is due to the art, due to the classic things that he or she has followed in his or her life. Let us go ahead now. Now, theory of catharsis, reply by Plato's student Aristotle to his theory of pleasure principle, idea of pleasure in poetics. What he said, that we should not put everything that is arising from unconscious to conscious and conscious mind and press it back into conscious unconscious mind. If you do so, one day it will burst and you will die, or you may make suicide. Why the people or students are doing suicide? Because they are always trying to push their rational thinking and social thinking on them, and they behave according to social rules and rational rules. As a result, their unconscious mind gets bigger and has lot of dirty thing in it, and one day that comes out in the burst or in the form of suicide. So to avoid suicide, what you need to do, you have to purify, you have to purgate your emotion, particularly pity and joy and fear. Means Aristotle says that catharsis means giving a outlet to your unconscious mind things. Let them have in the form of dream outside. Let them have whenever you are alone. You should express your emotions with you, talk with you, to do the mirror talk, do the mind talk. Always there should be one such a road or one such a way to give expressions of your compressed thing into an unconscious mind. And for that he said that catharsis means purgation or purification of emotions and fears. What happens if you do so? Renewal and restoration of emotional state of person. If he do so, if the person gives outlet to his pressed emotions and feeling in the form of dream, in the form of talk, in the form of action, but that action should not be destroyable for any other one. It should not be destroyable for you also. It must be purifying and not classifying, purifying and purgating means giving burst. Not there should not be burst. It should go like a slowly. If air is coming out of the tire slowly, we have no burst of tire, but immediately it comes out, there is the burst of tire. Burst of tire means suicide, and letting the have puncture in it. It is what giving outlet, and that is what catharsis. He has explained, means Sigmund Freud has explained two things in Oedipus Rex play written by Sophocles. In that there are two concepts, Oedipus complex and Electra complex. Now students are entering into the college life. They always have the attractions for the girls, and that is what, if they have attraction for the girls, it is what Oedipus complex. And if they have if girls have attraction for the boys, it is what Electra complex. What happens? See, Oedipus is a king who by mistakes marries with his mother and have children, and when he or she comes to know that his, I may say, queen or wife is once his mother, then he blinds himself. And what happens is presented in the play. Three plays are there. Oedipus Rex. In first play, Oedipus complex is presented. In second play, Electra complex is presented. Means Electra complex means girls' attraction towards the father and boys' attraction towards the mother is called as Oedipus complex. And this is the reality of psychology. So the person who is having love for mother means Oedipus complex is going on there. If a girl is having love for father, Electra complex is going on, and it's natural, there is nothing wrong in it. and you have to accept it, but when you are going to act, you should have in the mind that what is communication skill, what is soft skill, what is hard skill, and what is life skill, and how to handle this human psychology to complete these sets and get these sets. We have discussed lot of things in clear about this, and this is the end of my lecture. That is what required skill set for budding engineers. Thank you very much.